What's going on, guys? This is Seabasscrew here, and I'm going to do something completely different. I'm in a different room at the moment right now because this is actually my brother's room and he's out of town, so I'm just taking advantage of this room because it's just got much more space. Like, my room is cramped, but regardless, let's get to the Blu-ray / games update. Basically, Blu-rays that I've gotten in the recent year and games I've gotten in the recent year as well. So the first one is Spider-Man on the GameCube. This game right here is absolutely a childhood classic of mine, really. I played this game a lot during the GameCube days, I played this game a hell of a lot. It's a very good action game. Some people say the combat gets repetitive at some parts, but I'm just reviewing it as a whole, as far as a Spider-Man game. It's a pretty decent action game. It's probably one of the best movie adaptation movie-to-game adaptations I've played in a long time, actually. And it's just, I grew up with this on the GameCube, I really did. And Smash Brothers and all the other games that I grew up on the GameCube with. So, yeah, it's in this generic GameStop cover, which it's beaten down too. So and it's pre-owned. You can obviously tell it's pre-owned just by look at the tear across the entire plastic and stuff. You can tell that this is definitely pre-owned. So that's Spider-Man on the GameCube. Yeah, okay, I'll throw it on the floor. This game I've already really talked about is Star Fox Assault, and it's actually my friend. He made me play this game, and I still have not beaten it yet. I know it's short, but this boss battle is extremely frustrating, and I will finally beat this game. I will finally get it done and over with. And from what I hear, I think that's the final boss of the game. I really hope it's not, because that's literally 30 minutes of me playing, which I guarantee is not the last boss battle. It has to be way more epic, like fighting Andros or something like that. But Star Fox Assault is definitely one of the best, one of the underrated Star Fox games. Star Fox Adventures was not even a Star Fox game to begin with. If you guys didn't know, it was actually supposed to be Dinosaur Planet, which Rareware was supposed to do. It was called Dinosaur Planet. But they decided to put Star Fox in there for, to keep the series alive, basically. And Nintendo, we need a Star Fox, period. But, yeah, everyone knows that we definitely need a Star Fox game, especially on the Wii U and the 3DS as well. So, well, we already have one on the 3DS, Star Fox 64, but that's not necessarily a new Star Fox game. It's basically the same game, just with a 3D implemented into it. And that's pretty much it. Star Fox Assault, don't have much to say about this game. I played the demo of it at a Target when I was a kid, and it was pretty fun. It's a very arcade style feel, so it really goes back to its roots as far as what Star Fox is meant to be, a shooting game pretty much, with the characters, Slippy, Peppy, all the iconic characters in the Star Fox universe. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. Star Fox Assault, really, there's not much you can go wrong with Star Fox. Except the ground combat is so stupid. The ground combat was very annoying, very frustrating. But the space combat was totally well worth it, though. But that's Star Fox Assault. And the AC shut off, so my voice is coming across the entire room right now. Next up, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2. It's a LucasArts game before Disney took over them, pretty much. And this is definitely a very good Star Wars game for sure. This is definitely, I've heard people say KOTOR is the best Star Fox video game that LucasArts ever made. This one I would say it's the second best, because this game is extremely challenging. Don't even get me started of how freaking hard this game is. I played about a few minutes of it, I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, the challenge factor is absolutely extremely high in this game, especially if you want to play on the higher difficulties. If you want a challenging game that will kick your ass and heighten your senses as a video game gamer, pretty much, you play this game. And it was definitely a good deal for $2.69. Well, that's the pro game member price from GameStop. $2.99. And this is an awesome GameCube game. The graphics look great in this game, actually. Really showed off the GameCube's potential. And then some other games there which really didn't utilize it as much. which was why the GameCube really didn't last as long as like the PS2, and didn't really have like the quality titles that the PS2 had, which is why the GameCube lost last generation. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. That's interesting. There's another tag here that says like $6.99 on there. That's kind of strange, but I guess they just changed the tag. But I guess that's when the guy purchased it, and then they just put it as a pre-owned game. But you know, whatever. But yeah, it's a freaking awesome Star Wars game for sure. So definitely pick it up. I highly recommend. If you have a GameCube or a Wii, which has backward, or, well, not Wii U, because it doesn't have backwards compatibility with it, which is kind of stupid, because the Wii has GameCube compatibility into it, and the Wii U doesn't. Makes no sense. I mean, I can understand, I can kind of understand it, but, yeah, you get the point. But, yeah, that's it. Star Wars Rogue Leader. Alright, next up. Oh, this game right here. Dynasty Warriors Breaking 4. This is one of the best hack and slash games I have ever played in my life. This is an awesome, awesome game. The storylines you get to play as in those games, the different characters you can play as, the way Dynasty Warriors universe is set up, pretty much. I really, really enjoyed this game, actually. It has some very good critical acclaim, like 9 out of 10 from Game Zone, and the PSM gave it a bronze medal. So as far as critical acclaim goes, it's really, a really good game. Yeah, I mean, if you like medieval warrior games, pretty much like hack and slash, this is one of the best hack and slash games you will play on the PS2, for sure. And it has one of the most awesomest soundtracks I have ever heard in a video game. Like, I'm serious. I love the way they blend like oriental music with the hard rock theme. I mean, I thought that was a very genius choice for the musicians on that part. So, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's Dynasty Warriors 4. And it's from the company Koi, I guess that's what you call it. Next up is, oh boy, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Yes, call me a fanboy, call me the disgrace of a gamer for having a Call of Duty game. But, you know what, I was very skeptical on Black Ops 2 because it's a Call of Duty game, no different. But Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I somewhat enjoyed, actually. I somewhat enjoyed it, except for the, it's the same game over and over again. The storyline was definitely a lot better than the Black Ops storylines were definitely a lot better, in my opinion. But it's just the same game over and over again. And Call of Duty Ghosts is coming out. Yay! Yeah, I will do a video on the Call of Duty series and why I think it needs to stop. People are still pre-ordering Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox One and the PS4 and possibly the Wii U. But I'm just saying, I can't stand the Call of Duty series. I can't stand the way it's going. I don't hate it per se, because if I hated it, why would I still have a Call of Duty game? Makes no sense, right? Let's see, it's 8 minutes. Alright, let me get started. Next up is Zelda Twilight Princess. Yes, I actually got this game for Christmas, and yeah, I know I'm very late on playing this game, but I wanted to play it. I wanted to get Skyward Sword first, but I got Twilight Princess, What more can I say? But that's pretty much it. Zelda Twilight Princess is really nothing different. It said it has the motion controls, the Wii Remote controls implemented into it. And it was a launch title too, so it's the Nintendo Select, it's a launch title, which really shot Wii units up sky high for sure, the sales wise. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really have much of a Zelda game. What can you say? It's always going to be awesome, right? Zelda games are always awesome, except for the CDI games. Absolute shit. The CDI games suck. Absolutely suck. But it wasn't made by Nintendo, so it's not technically, it's the Zelda series, but it's not in Nintendo's hands. It was Philips that developed that game. But the next up is actually not a game, it's a Blu-ray. The Expendables. It's not the Expendables 2, my bad. I actually told my friend that I had the Expendables 2, but it's the first one. But I've heard many good things about this movie. I've heard that it's like a freaking guy movie. Like the cast in this is like all the pretty much like the action stars that you would expect, like Bruce Willis, Terry Crews, Jet Li, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Randy Couture in this movie, Jason Statham, and Sylvester Stallone. You know, they pretty much have all the badass, you know, movie actors and stars that star in all these action movies pretty much. And they just coming together as one. And I guess they're like guys that take down crime and stuff. I've heard many good things about this movie. I really have. And I heard that Expendables 2 was a okay sequel, but not as good as the original. I don't know. I haven't gotten the sequel yet, but this is just the first one. And it's the extended director's cut, so it's basically not the studio production, it's the director's cut. So you'll see a bunch of never before seen footage from the theatrical version not put in, well, that was not put in the theatrical version of the movie. So anyway, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I haven't seen what the Blu-ray quality looks like yet, and I haven't even watched this movie yet, so I don't have any thoughts on the movie entirely. So that's the Expendables, though. And the next up is RE4. I already pretty much talked about RE4, right? Yeah, I did that in my GameCube collection. So next up is 007 Nightfire. Yes, this is my second best 007 game next to GoldenEye. GoldenEye is easily my favorite Bond game of all time, honestly. 007 Nightfire was a really good game. It was really fun as far as the PC version goes. But the GameCube version, you know, it's got the lower down graphics, to fit with the GameCube's architecture pretty much. So Pierce Brosnan is playing as James Bond pretty much. And strange thing is, he doesn't voice act it. It's kind of strange, you know. You got Pierce Brosnan, the character, but you don't have the actor playing as James Bond. So it's kind of something you got to get used to over time. But the combat is really fun in this game. It's a very traditional style first-person shooter, which I really love. I love traditional first-person shooters all the way, with the health packs and everything like that. I think it does have health packs, or if it's regenerating health, who knows. But I do like the traditional shooters, like Medal of Honor, pretty much, over the Call of Duty games. I'm not saying I don't like them, but I just like these games, period. The storyline, I haven't figured out what the story really is. I haven't, like, completely completed the game yet, so this game was really fun, though. It was a really fun game, for sure. Still haven't beaten it yet, but definitely GoldenEye's much superior over this game, but 007 Nightfire did have a really good, you know, thing going for it. Like, the storyline was very engrossing and felt like a James Bond movie, pretty much. So it follows along with the Ian Fleming novels, too. So, you know. The next up is my favorite trilogy in video game history, the Metroid Prime trilogy. And this is in the Steelbox set from the from Retro Studios. The genius Retro Studios. That is my favorite Nintendo game developer. I absolutely love these two games. Metroid Prime 1 was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So totally atmospheric, totally just immersed me in the Metroid universe. And then Metroid Prime 2 was good, but it was very disappointing. And then Metroid Prime 3 just, you know, yeah, it blew people's expectations sky high out of the water. The motion controls in these games, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic motion control implementation. Just absolutely masterful motion controls in this game. And just an all-around amazing experience. I mean, and it has all these little treats here. Like, this is the bonus content one. It gives you the metal packaging. This is a steel book, actually. And you get the art booklet, which pretty much shows, like, all the studio's arts and stuff like that. And 16:9 widescreen, so that's definitely a plus from the 4:3 that the original Prime games had. And you have the Wii motion controls built around the two Metroid games, which definitely really excelled. It's really propelled these games to much higher standards of quality, for sure. And yeah, it's just basically all the trilogy pretty much implemented in one game. Everyone's saying, "Oh, that's just milking." No. Here's why it's not milking. Motion control completely changed the whole gameplay. It really makes it a lot better. Like the axe, the way you're shooting is, the experience is 10 times far better than the GameCube version. And you don't feel like you're on a grid pretty much. You have like fully the immersion and the way the... Never mind. I've said too much about Metroid Prime Trilogy. But this is my favorite trilogy in video game history. Definitely pick this up for sure. If you love the Metroid games, you will not be disappointed, guys. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed with this game. And then the last and final one, the Back to the Future trilogy on Blu-ray. That's right. This is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. I love the entire trilogy. I love number 1, number 2, and number 3. Yes, I even like number 3. Believe it or not, I actually liked number 3. Now, Back to the Future 1, I pretty much talked about the whole series pretty much in my 80s Classic of the Week deal. So, I have to really get back to that because I really had a lot of good times watching these 80s movies. But, this is fantastic. I mean, there's not much I can say about Back to the Future. It's Back to the Future on Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is absolutely fantastic. Haven't seen what the bonus features are yet, but I just absolutely love these movies. These movies are just so much fun to watch. It's just one of those movies you just sit down and just watch. You don't have to be involved in the story at all. You can just watch it and just be entertained. That's what I like about some of these movies. These movies are just for entertainment. They don't take it so too seriously. It's not. It's self-aware that it's taken its. It's a movie. That's all I really could say. It's a movie. It's not like it's a cinematic experience and a movie built around it too. So it's like, you know what I mean. This movie is fantastic. The whole cast is fantastic. Every single line is so memorable in this movie. In these movies. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about this Blu-ray/games update. Yep, that's pretty much it. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I've got so far. Oh wait, my fault. I missed a few. Infamous 2, they were right there, just laying there. Infamous 2, a fantastic game. Definitely an improvement upon the original. Haven't beaten it yet, but I do like the way it's going. I love the new powers you can do. I love the way that the pacing of the game, like the open world is so much more open, and it's just so much fun. It's so open. The sandbox elements in it is fantastic. The electrical powers you get is fantastic. The storyline especially is pretty good in this game, and I haven't really finished it yet, so I don't know what the entire storyline and my thoughts on the story is, but that's pretty much Infamous 2, and it's definitely an improvement upon the original. And yes, I picked up Batman Arkham Asylum. Let me tell you now, I was so pissed off I did not pick up this game earlier. I was not into the Batman series. I was not into Batman, period. Until I saw The Dark Knight, and I was like, oh yeah, this definitely got me involved in the Batman series. And this game right here brings most of the iconic villains, the iconic stories, the iconic character, Batman, and just, you get a whole bunch of treats in this game. Just in one disc, you get all of these crazy things. This is probably one of the best, like, DLCs, like, pretty much content. The content in this is massive. Absolutely massive. If you're a Batman fan, you will definitely enjoy this game. The controls are fantastic. The combat, the stealth element, and I love the way the stealth element is put into this game. The graphics look fantastic in this game, and I'm really just like, I really was just blown away the first time I put it in. It's so amazing. The characters, the storyline, everything is absolutely amazing in this game. But I have not beaten it yet, so I'll get my complete review of it, but I had to get a capture card because I can't do a game review without a capture card or like a professional, equipment. So, Batman Arkham Asylum, fantastic game so far. I can't wait to see how the series is going to keep going on. And then we get Batman Arkham Origins, which is the backstory to Arkham Asylum, so it'll be good to play this game in the Arkham Origins, then get Arkham City, or is it the other way around? I don't know. Whatever is the case is, Batman Arkham Asylum is a fantastic game. Definitely pick it up. Definitely one of the best PS3 games you will play, next to Metal Gear Solid 4, from what I heard. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about the Blu-ray /games update. And I will see you all later. Peace out.